Welcome to On the Couch, and today what we're going to talk about is 2025.
It's bloody scary that it's already upon us, right?
Yeah.
2025 feels like 2024 started yesterday.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen them already, get back through our socials and check how we went in our predictions for 2024 as well, because there's some good stuff in there. We might have been right, we might have been wrong. I don't know.
We'll see
what
when
the
we go
outcomes
through
have
it.
been.
It's the year of the mule, they say. I don't know, I've made that up, whatever. But when we're looking at 2025, Dan and I are going to talk about three topics, and we're going to see who can beat who. So Dan versus Dane. So first up, our prediction of being negative gearing. Massive when it comes to people trying to get into politics, like, you know, they hate the rich or whatever it is. But let's be honest, a lot of people, the average everyday Australian, is taking advantage of negative gearing. So my thing is this: will it be abolished? I don't think so. Right?
He's in there. I think it'll be an interesting one, being an election year, obviously going through. I think it's going to be highly political around this. If they're going to get rid of negative gearing, I'll get really fine on this. I think that what they'll do is they'll get rid of negative gearing for buying established properties, but they'll want to continue the supply of brand new properties. So if they're going to get rid of negative gearing, it will only be for established properties or the second purchaser of that property. But if you buy a brand new property, you buy it as an off the plan or a brand new house and land package, then negative gearing would stay there because the government's going to want to continue to increase that supply of housing.
Yeah.
It's a fundamental undersupply that they need to continue addressing. So if they took away negative gearing, they'd be up shit creek for that.
Well, let's be honest, mate. It was a bit of a bad move by Labor back in the day. Our friend Bill Shorten, who was all about the negative gearing, and then he just didn't get in because people were like, no, fuck it, we actually want that.
Yeah.
So that's probably, I think history will repeat itself a bit. I don't think it's really something that's going to get them the votes. And let's be honest, with these guys, they're all bastards, and all they do is want your vote, right?
Absolutely.
So they're going to say whatever they can to get you through the door. But I don't think they're going to abolish it at all. I think they need to keep incentivizing people to go in and purchase properties and having properties be constructed and so on and so forth, because we've got a growing population. All right, so I'm a yes, and Dan just gave us a 0.5. Like, didn't really.
It's not sitting on the fence. I also think it won't come through, but if it does, it's only in those specific circumstances.
Absolutely. All right, next up, man. What about
interest rates, mate. Everyone's favourite thing. What are we going to do with interest rates? Where are interest rates going to go in 2025? Obviously, like, you can look at the predictions from CBA and NAB and Westpac and Macquarie and all those big players, right? But why would you listen to them when you can listen to us? So what do you reckon is going to happen first?
I'm going to say 2 rate cuts.
2 rate cuts straight off the bat.
Why not?
I think that we're going to get 1 rate cut and then we're going to run pretty stable throughout the year. So it's going to be steady state ops. People will be really comfortable with where things are sitting.
Yeah. It was such doom and gloom, wasn't it, 12 months ago? People are just crazy for it. Interest rates, and it's just going to keep going and going. But pretty much they've got to their point, and they've really just sat where they are, you know. But, you know, house prices, they've still grown right, over that time. So it's been one of those things. Still don't try and time the market with interest rates because they're variable.
Yeah.
Okay?
What I'd like to see, rather than interest rates moving too much, would probably be some adjustments around that APRA. So like servicing buffers at 3% and things like that. I think that there's some toys that they can play with. They've got a couple of toys in their arsenal that we can treat housing prices and the ability for people to get into the market easier.
Absolutely. And to our final one, we're going to talk about, you guys, ADF. Is there going to be any changes to the grants that we get in the Defence Force?
Ooh.
We had a big one, obviously, with DOHAS, in 2023, which is I think was fantastic. People being able to access the scheme at a lot earlier. Let's be honest, waiting 12 years to get to Tier 3 was a bit of a joke. But that's come forward. I'm actually tipping that they will sit. My big one, and I'd love HPAS to actually get an overhaul and be completely tax-free. Give us $30,000, mate, and let it really make a change when going and purchasing a property. But I can't see Defence being there. I think they're looking at lots of different other elements at the moment to try and bring people in the military. I think grants are going to stay where they are. What about you, mate?
Absolutely. I'd love to see that HPAS increase. How long has it been at $17,000 up, like pre-tax? Forever, right? The one that I would like to see is I think that there would be quite easily some low-cost benefits to veterans if they toyed with the DOHAS and only being able to get 1 certificate at the back end. Yeah. I think if they opened that up and said, look, you can get up to 5 certificates or 10 certificates or something, I'd just like to see them toy with that, because at the moment, defence members are caught once they've discharged. So I've already got my loan with Australian Military Bank, but now I've discharged and I've used my 1 certificate. Australian Military Bank knows you can't go to a different bank, so they know you're caught. So it'd be really handy, DVA, if you're listening out there, the DOHAS team, just maybe give us like 5 certificates So defence members and veterans can be really competitive in the market and keep going and getting those lowest prices.
Yeah. Or actually don't tether us to 3 banks.
Geez, that'd be wild, wouldn't it?
Yeah, getting it straight to your skyrocket, wouldn't that be beautiful? All right, that's it for our predictions. Let's see how we go 2025. I'm tipping that I'm going to beat Dan as per usual, which always seems to happen. And we'll see at the end of next year who actually came up on top.